Hello, lovelies. So it's been a minute. This morning's oracle is the Citadel A Fantasy Oracle. And I intended on a card from this deck, and yet I have 5. So this morning's message is pretty specific, although it is a collective message. But it is for someone who is currently needing to keep their head down and get back to work kind of vibe. All right, let's go through this. So here we've got, and then someone who's got to get back to their own activities, their own loves and passions and whatnot. You're coming from a place of feeling like you've been beaten down. The cards here, the Miser in reverse, the Warrior in reverse, and the Hound in reverse. The Miser is either you've dealt with someone who is very controlling, very rigid, very this is the way it should be, or you've believed that things should be that way, and because of it, it's caused a lot of discontent in your life. It's caused a lot of just feeling like you're watching as everybody else follows their dreams, and because of the rigid rules and things you've set out on or are having to deal with. Like, this is either going to be someone who is either in a relationship or has a boss that, or a parent that, some other authority figure, if you will, coming in as very, this is how you're doing it and that's too bad. You know, your hopes, dreams, whatever on the outside of things don't fall within this purview, therefore you can't follow that. It's that type of energy. Or it's yourself, and because of the beliefs you follow and the agreements you've made, they're feeling now very forced. They're feeling like everything you think I have to do is causing a very rigid, inflexible, very stubborn environment that is inhibiting you from feeling very free at the moment, or very well. It's the inflexibility of it is there's something you want to be doing basically is what these two cards are showing, the Hunter and the Smith. So here it's get your head down and do the work. You know, keeping your head down. The Hunter will keep their head down to follow the tracks of the forest. They're not looking at the flowers. They're not going around looking around to see, you know, what's blooming, what birds are flying around, butterfly. They're not looking for those things. They're following the tracks in order to accomplish a task. The Smith is the same idea, in that it is time to stop overthinking the details of what you're trying to create and just jump into creating it. You can refine as you go, but it's about actually taking action, right? As opposed to procrastinating and following a rigid path. You could be someone who was raised with, you at a certain age, you have to follow this type of path. You can't divert from. You have to be this type of person in order to have these types of habits. But who's to say you're not that type of person? You get to decide what type of person you are. The Warrior in reverse and the Hound in reverse. Here it's almost burnout. It's a feeling of either having been in a position of the beaten down dog, right? Or you've been beating yourself down. But also the Warrior in reverse is here to say that it's just having to take on every role for everything. It's burnout. You're done. You've reached the max capacity for this. But at the same time, this rigidness is being fueled by even the lack of energy you have. I have to follow this way. I can't do these because this is what I have to do. I have to do 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever the case. What it's asking you here is to take some time to, in those moments where you're maybe not concentrating on anything or you're fretting over all of these things, take that time to just put your head down and get it done. Stop worrying about the rules that you should follow or the, this vibe is what's, you're feeling beaten down and worn out because of the rules you're following. You have to just stop following whatever this path is and allow yourself some time. Allow yourself even just the option of considering what it would be like if you didn't. This is where you should start. For anyone looking at this going, well, there's no way I have time to write that book, start that art project, begin that garden, save for a new home. There's no way I can do any of that stuff. I've got to do all these things. Consider what if. That's your homework. Is what if you did put $5 away, just $5, and literally did not touch it? You can ignore it for the next year, but you've started your savings. You can't say you didn't. You can't say no. And then you're training your brain and training your habits to go, you know what, it's $5 a month. It's gonna take me forever, but it's $5 a month more than this road was allowing. And so now it's a matter of putting your head down and getting it done. Forget the fact that the $5 isn't much. Forget the fact that the art supplies came from the dollar store because that's all you could afford. Forget that part. Just do it. Then you can refine it as you go. Increase as you go. Keep your head down and follow the path that is calling to you. You're not going to follow the wolf trail if you're looking for elk. So stop trying to avoid wolf and look for elk. And you're trying to avoid the things, you're only your brain, your algorithm is focusing on the thing. So I don't want to look for bear prints. I don't want to look for bear prints. But all you're thinking is bear prints. So all you see in your mind's eye are bear prints. And all of a sudden, all you're seeing around you is bear. Go look for elk. Go look for deer. Focus on what you do want to end up with. Forget how it's going to turn out and refine your process later. As your skills get better, you will start to be able to see fauna that the elk and deer prefer, and therefore those will be your sensitivities. But you have to start somewhere. You have to allow yourself a little bit more room in this. And this closed off feeling is something that you've now created and or are holding on to because it's familiar. Just like the beaten dog will always end up going to the same house. Why? Because even though it's only 3 meals a week, it knows it gets a meal there. Until it learns something different, until it knows something new. And this having the warrior has the ability of any champion, right? They have to know the different weapons, they have to know how they're fought with, they have to have all those micro details. But which one calls to you? If none of the other things that you're trying to pick up to please all the other people is calling to your nature, your true self, then let them go. Let them go, let them fall, and follow your path. We're just going to see if we can get one more. Actually, we'll go ahead and grab some tarot and see what we get from tarot here to add to our message. This, I kind of went on a tangent, didn't do any of the breathing, didn't do anything, but we're going to go with it today. This is how it's coming through, so we're going to let it happen. Alright, so what can we get from tarot to add to our message here today? The thing you need to know, you don't have to be perfect at what you're doing. You just have to have an inkling. Have a thought. Have some patience. And start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. But it's gotta be your thing. And we don't have any tarot coming through, but we do have an Ace of Cups on the bottom, which I think is very fitting. You have to fill your cup first. Before you put any attention to any other skills you could be learning or achieving, what will feed your emotional fulfillment? Start there. Start with a place of what makes you able to breathe. What allows you that moment of just elation and contentment. 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes. And 5 minutes may sound like a very, very long time. Fine, start with 2. 2 minutes. Put a timer on. And sit and consider the what ifs. What if I leaned into my passion more? What would that look like? What would that version of me be doing? and fill your own cup first. This is your experience, and you deserve every moment of it.